What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon Masters EX video. My name is Charlie, and today we're going to talk about Leon and Charizard, the Master Sync pair in Pokemon Masters. Currently the only one in Pokemon Masters as of recording this video. We're going to go over their sync grids, their team builds, stats, typing, all that fun stuff. And lucky skill, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Type is fire, weak to electric typing, and it's a special striker. And his sync 6-star EX is already unlocked, so you guys can get him to 6-star EX, which I highly recommend because he is currently, as of recording this video, literally the best unit in the game. Like, literally the best unit in the game. Alright, let's check out his stats. His HP is really high at 684. His attack and special attack are both 424. Just, that's crazy. His defense and special defense are really low. That goes to figure. He's a striker, he's not a tank. Bring some supports to help him out. Speed is 318, which is decent. You know, it's pretty good. And you know, it can always get boosted up. So that's fine. And let's check out his moveset. You have, he's not just a fire type striker, he's a flying type, a ground type, and a fire type striker. So the first move is Hurricane. Never misses when the weather is rainy, has a moderate chance of leaving the target confused, which means about like 30%, something like that. 126 to 151 power, depending on how powered up it is. 70% accuracy. The 70% accuracy, like, don't worry about his accuracy. He has Piercing Gaze as a passive skill, which means his moves never miss. So accuracy is just 100% for all these. It's a single opponent attack, 3 gauge move cost. Earthquake. 100 to 120 power, depending on how powered up it is. 100% accuracy, AoE attack against all opponents, and 3 gauge move cost. Inferno, just 100% leaves the target burned. There you go, he just burns people. 183 to 219 power, depending on how powered up it is. Accuracy is 50, but remember, he's got Piercing Gaze, so it's 100%. Single opponent attack with 4 gauge move cost. Strike Oppose is his trainer move. You have one use, but there are ways to get around that. Reduces the user's sync move countdown by 1. Sharply raises the user's attack and special attack. Raises the user's critical hit rate. Applies the free move next effect to the user. But it lowers your defense and special defense like Red and Charizard. So, is it worth it? It depends, really. There's a thing in his sync grid at 3 out of 5 where you can you have a moderate chance of raising lowered stats after a sync move. So, again, it depends on how you build them out and how you want to use them. Next up is his sync move, Champion Time Fire Blast. It is a special move, fire type, 250 to 300 power, depending on how powered up he is. Against a single opponent, again, if you are 6-star EX, that becomes an AoE sync move. It damages all the opponents. It's insane. Passive skills. This is the master passive skill. The Galar Flag Bearer. Powers up the moves of all allied sync pairs by 10%. Reduces attack damage taken by all allied sync pairs by 10%. These percentages increase according to the number of ally sync pairs with the Galar theme on your team. Each additional sync pair powers up moves by 10% and reduces damage by 3%. The maximum power up is 30%, and the maximum damage reduction is 26%. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's kind of nuts. I'm not sure how many times you're going to use another Galar themed sync pair with Leon. You could certainly use somebody like Pierce and Obstagoon, I guess, to completely negate attacks that are, you know, pointed at Obstagoon. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not sure. We'll have to see in the future. Piercing Gaze moves never miss. And MP Rekindle 2 has a moderate chance of restoring 1 MP for the user when the user's Pokemon uses a move. So again, not too bad. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and talk about his team builds and his lucky skill. Lucky skill right out of the gate, Critical Strike 2. That's really what you want to do with him, is Critical Strike 2. You want to increase his critical hit rate using, depending on if you're going with a Special Strike, because you can do Physical Strike with Earthquake. You go with Sabrina and Alakazam. Increases your special attack critical hit rate, reduces damage from physical attacks. Meganium, again, you can increase critical hit rate, you can increase your stats, your attack stats, you can decrease the amount of damage done by special attacks. And you could even apply the Sun team, because Sunny Day does power up Fire-type moves with Meganium, using a sync move from Meganium. So that could work out really well in your favor as well. You could bring in Rapidash for a Sunny Day build. You could bring in even... well, we need to wait for his Sync Grid, but Silver and Ho-Oh. Hopefully Ho-Oh gets a good Sync Grid like Palkia did. And maybe you could use him on the team with Leon and Charizard as well. I mean, even Support Egg Charizard is actually not that bad for Leon and Charizard here. But let me know who you think would make and Signasuit Alyssa and Rotom, any of the sync pairs that can reduce the sync move countdown, 100% use them as well. Signasuit Alyssa and Rotom, a really great example with Breathtaking. But let me know who you think great supports would be for Charizard and Leon down in the comment section. With that said, let's go ahead and hop into the sync grids. So first up is the 1 out of 5 sync grid. You get, with all 750 orbs, you get everything here. Burst in, I would only recommend getting it right now at 1 out of 5. Ensures that the user's next attack will be a critical hit when the Pokemon enters battle. That would be very useful in co-op battles. When you've already powered them up a bit and switch them out and switch them back in. Most likely with Eevee, that would be really nice. And yeah, other than that, he's really not like super crazy powerful strong when he first enters battle. But he's still stupid strong, so keep that in mind. Alright, moving on to the next one. We have a 2 out of 5 build for Inferno. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate 6, so that's like a 60 to 70% chance of charging your move gauge by 6 after using a sync move. Again, Charizard has Rejuvenate as well. And yeah, we're just going for all the speed that we can get to increase our move gauge refresh rate quickly, special attack damage, all the defense HP that we can grab as well, and special defense as well. So not too bad for a 2 out of 5 build. This is the Hurricane 2 out of 5 build. Again, pretty much the same thing, just with Hurricane and Hurricane power-ups. Next up is the Earthquake build for 2 out of 5. Again, the same thing as the previous two, but with Earthquake, doing as much damage with that ground type move as we can. So he's very versatile when it comes to being a striker. Keep that in mind. Next up is our first 3 out of 5 build, and there's going to be a lot of like Sync Nuke combinations here. This one's a Earthquake, Sync Nuke kind of a build. Again, we have Rejuvenate 6, so that way we can get back into doing Earthquakes as quickly as possible. Moving on to the next one. This is the Hurricane Sync Nuke build. This one we're using Sync Burst 1, which restores 1 MP for the user when the sync move is used for the first time. So that's like what Rekindle will do for your trainer move, Strike a Pose. And yeah, in order to mitigate the stat reduction that you get from Strike a Pose, we also grabbed Sync Stat Reboot 3, which has a moderately good chance of returning the user's lowered stats to normal after using a sync move. So it's not bad. It's okay. I'll take that. And it shows a little bit of the diversity of the sync grid that you could possibly use if you wanted to. Remember, none of these are set in stone. You don't have to use these. Just use these as a template for your own sync grid builds with Leon. So hopefully, gives you some like good ideas. Yeah. Next up, we have one of two of our Inferno Sync Nuke builds. This one is more going towards burning, doing damage with Inferno. Because we have Burn Synergy 3, powers up moves when the target is burned, and as we remember from our moveset that we just saw, Inferno burns 100% of the time. So every time you hit a guy, he's going to get burned. And this powers that up. Makes sense, right? He's doing a lot of damage here. He's doing a lot of damage here. Next up, we have another Inferno Sync Nuke build. This one is a little bit more towards a Sync Nuke build. But it's still more towards like Inferno doing damage. We do have Sync Burst 1, which restores 1 MP when the user uses a sync move for the first time. So the idea behind this is using Strike a Pose to increase your attack while you're decreasing your defenses. You're increasing your attack, doing more damage, or as much damage as you can possibly do with Inferno while using sync moves. Alright, next up we have, last but not least, the true Sync Nuke build, at least in my opinion. We have Inferno again to burn the guys. We have both of the Sync Nuke, the sync move nodes. We have Sync Burst 1 to help us reduce our sync move countdown whenever we replenish our Strike a Pose move. And we have Scorching Sync 5, powers up sync moves when the target is burned. Yeah, it's really good. As an AoE strike, as an AoE sync nuker with a 6-star EX unlocked, burn all 3 opponents, and then for your first sync move, you're just going to do massive amounts of damage. He is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. I can't wait to pull for him. You guys will see that video if you're watching this the day I upload this. I'm going to pull for him tomorrow, and you guys will see that video tomorrow. And this guy's just nuts, man. And it's another Charizard. I know you guys are like, ugh, Charizards, but I'm like, I kind of love Charizard. It's in the name, so I can't really hate on this too much. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the first Master Sync pair in the game down in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, so you never miss out on any of my daily Pokemon Masters EX content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.